Hi, welcome to Shepherd's Fold Ministries, where today we're going to talk about the question and statement I have physical disabilities that limit my ability to get out and interact with others. That's a yes no statement for which we ask people to respond as part of a research project conducted in 2019. It was the first ever multi denominational research project for retired ministers. And by retired ministers, we mean preachers, staff members, missionaries. And they're either, we asked them to either be in retired, official retired status or over 67 years old. We measured four things: the spiritual, social, physical, and financial well being of each of these individuals, and then had 161 points in which we tried to find the biggest difference and what made the biggest difference in their overall well being. We needed 500 participants in order to have an academically verifiable study. We had, as you can see, nearly 5 times that amount. And so much so that the people who were doing the study said, look, we're getting repeated results. We know exactly what's going on here with this population. And the guy from Lifeway research department, when he sat down with me to explain the research project, said, now technically we're not supposed to use the phrase absolute certainty, but we are very, 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 very confident in what we learned through this study. It was grant funded, over $36,000 for the professionals to put this together. We have 433 pages of results, but it's this one issue that I like to talk about. One of the 161 questions or statements that was offered to those was this: I have physical disabilities that limit my ability to get out and interact with others. We found that among those who answered yes versus those who answered no, there is a large discrepancy in the overall well being of these individuals. As you can see here, 74% of those who took the study said, nope, I don't have physical disabilities that limit my ability to get out and interact with others. 26% said, yes, I do. This graph has been set up to look somewhat like a dashboard that may measure something that is solid cool right here versus if it gets too hot, in danger zone over here. So you'll see that the average well-being score, then I use the score to put it into this graph right here. Those who do not have a physical disability that limits their ability to get out and interact with others are doing well, as you can see. Their overall well-being is good. Those who do have a physical disability that limits their ability to get out and interact with others are not doing well. In fact, it's a danger zone, almost the worst that it could be from our measurements from the research project. My contention is this: if we're able to help those who are physically disabled to find ways to interact with others, creative ways to interact with others, it's my belief that the research is saying that if we can find ways for them to creatively interact with others, they'll be able to move down this grid to a place of better well being. How can we do that? I'm going to offer 4 suggestions. The first one is this: to cultivate friendships beyond the circle, your circle of ministry assignment. Now, this is both for those who are out of ministry or those who are in ministry right now, how important it is to connect with friends outside the ministry assignment. We ask people to do this related to other elements of the research as well, and I think that it's important to do that here, to connect with people. And the good news of technology today is that the ability to interact with others is there, that it doesn't have to be in with physical presence, your physical presence there. So now the word cultivate here, by that word I mean 2 things. One is to make new friends, to show the initiative, to not sit back and say, well, they never call me. No, instead to go make those friends. And secondly, to keep those friends, to keep up with those with whom you have had a connection in the past. Again, this is where the social media can be a help to reconnect with people that we haven't stayed close with, perhaps, in the past. Secondly, I'm going to ask that we pour peace and lavish love onto family and ministry relationships. This is different than cultivating friendships beyond our circle of ministry assignment, because this is taking the initiative to create new friendships in our lives. This is how to deal with the relationships that are just handed to us by the family in which we were born or married, and then also into the ministry assignment in which we would partake. So to this is the idea from Romans to as far as it depends on us to live at peace with everyone. The more we do that and take a selfless approach to these relationships, I believe we're going to see an increase in well-being, even of those who are not able to physically get out in order to interact with others. Third is to share stories of God victories, or we might say it this way, him again stories. Information is on this page about how you can do that. And the reason I would encourage us to do that is because this can take place regardless of physical disabilities that may be faced by a person today. The more we do that, the more we focus on God and His work, the more I believe also that people will want to interact with us and hear what God has done. So record those stories and share them with others. Finally, serve those right in front of you today. I believe that every person, even those who may have a physical disability that limits their ability to get out, still have the chance to find some way of impacting others. Many ways in which that can happen. Provide some suggestions for you at shepherdsfoldministries.com on our Godly Impact page, in which we line up according to you can search according to spiritual gift or interest or personality type. But among the list of opportunities to serve others includes several that for which you do not need the physical ability to get out in order to interact with others and serve others. Serving them, regardless of our physical condition, serving others, finding some way to serve somebody today is going to, I believe, impact our overall well-being, such that if you have to answer the question, yes, I'm not able to get out like I wish I could, still, I'm hoping that some of these suggestions can help push our well-being score into a better zone of living at which we're at a solid, more strong, substantial foundation.